Hello, welcome pen friends. Welcome to the progress report for April 2025. I ended up with a full dozen fountain pens inked up at my writing desk for writing my pen pal letters. And so it's going to be a packed episode, I think. I have got entries in 2 different ink journals as I've been working through the Tom Studio samples that I have from Pen Friend AW and Pen Friend CS. I'm putting all of those in the Graphilo notebook that Pen Friend MS sent. So I've got that. And then I've got all of my launching page with the grading page and the regulars, I would call it. All of the ones that aren't Tom Studio are in the 68 GSM Tomoe River paper journal. So I think we'll start with the report card. I have a kind of a reputation for forgetting that if I don't do it right up front. So we'll do that. And here we go. And then we aren't going to be able to go to the library today because my library room is all torn up. But that's good. Progress always begins with a mess. So we'll stay here. I've kind of figured it out. It's a little crowded, but we'll stay here and we'll talk at the end. So right off the bat, I'll pull each pen because it's going to be a little confusing. For anybody who missed the Chris's Ink pen episode, and also the fact that I added so many pens and can't really remember which ones were the originals. But anyway, most of them were in Chris's Ink pens. But the first one we're going to talk about is Opus 88 Omar. That's this big pen that I put Rohrer and Klingner Cassia in. It's a nice, kind of a typical purple, and it's a little, it's a little dark, but it still looks really purple. And this got an A+. I love this ink. It's super flowy, and it's a good one to have in this big tank because I like it, and it works super well on the CVS caliber paper. Not all inks do. Sometimes they'll feel too dry. But this one is just perfect on that paper, and it activates beautifully with the water brush. So that earned it an A+. In fact, there's some pretty good grades on this. I didn't have any bad grades on this time, so I guess we made some good selections. Okay, so then next up, and this is out of order to how I had it before, so I may have to struggle a little bit to find the correct tile, but anyway, it could take a little bit. So next up is the Lamy All-Star in Ocean Blue with a 1.1 stub, and the Pilot, oh gosh, somebody even told me how to say this, and I didn't do an index card, so I don't know. Let's see, here's the tile. Oops, they're going to be all mixed up. Yeah, and it was really easy. That's all I remember was kind of laughing at myself because it was easy. But I don't remember, and now I'm having the shyness of I know I'll mangle it. But it's so beautiful, and it writes really, really pretty in this stub. So it also got an A+. And actually, this ink surprised me. It's oh, I'm getting a text, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going because I can answer in a little bit to that. Okay, it's not a emergency or anything. Okay, so next up was the little Benu Pixie. Okay, this is a new pen to me that I ordered with channel funds. And this is Icy Violet is the colorway, and it's got a broad nib. And I put this beautiful Rohrer and Klingner Solferino in it. And it has been wonderful. I started out, I think, with Van Diemen's Maryland, and that shimmer ink clogged up the feed, which I was surprised, but it did. And I just, being that this is a filled cartridge, I didn't want to play around with having that, so I picked my main thing was having a nice, bright, cheerful, matching kind of color for it, and I think this really, really matches it great. It's an A++, so it is my favorite color of the of April for sure. And I haven't had, as long as I get the cap posted correctly, I haven't had any trouble. I think I was shy at first about, not wanting to jam it on too hard. So I think that's worked itself out. But at the same time, though, other than the blue one, I'm not really looking at getting another one. But if I had like extra pen money, which I don't right now, but if I did, the plain blue one is just so gorgeous. And there's just so many blues that could go in it. But that's just silly because I don't need two. You know, you know how it goes though. Okay, then next up was the beautiful Hongdian N23 Year of the Rabbit. This was a really cool, you know, for when I turned 60 pen. It's got a blade nib, which just has such nice variation, line variation. And I put Tom Studio Mulberry in it. Let's see, here's the ink tile. And it's gorgeous. Oh, this one took me by surprise. Like, you know, after a while, I've seen so many sort of cranberry colored or like maroon inks, but oh my goodness, this is a bottle. Like, I think I wrote it down more than one place that I want to get a bottle of this. It's so pretty. And I think as it turned out, I'm gonna have to test, but I got 2 samples from, I think it may have just been like when they packaged it from, because it was sent from a pen friend to me, but they sent 2 of the Mulberry. And either they knew or my friend knew or something, but I ended up with 2. And so that's pretty good. I should slow down because that's 8 mil, you know, approximately. So it's not like I'm going out looking right away, but I gave this an A+ too. Super, super fun for letter writing. The line variation and the beautiful word, you know, how the words come out. I was so happy with it. Okay, so then next up was my little Kaweco Sport Mellow Blue with a double broad nib, and I put in Tom Studio Neptune. So here's the ink, and it's so gorgeous. Yeah, this is my favorite Kaweco nib. It's the double broad, but even of my other, I think I've got 2 other double broads, this is my favorite one. Not that they vary terribly among the 3 I have, but there's something about this one. I don't know what it is. It's just super smooth, and it was right out of the, you know, right out of the box, so to speak. So it's an A+, and yeah, I really like this. I'm getting along so well with the Tom Studio ink samples. They're wonderful. And my pen friend CS told me that they're selling them at Gold Spot now, so that's going to be interesting. That's really good for us people who live in the U.S. if they're going to carry them there. So, okay, so then next up is the Twsbi Eco Transparent Orange and Hongdian Coral. Oh, is the ink, yeah. Oh, goodness. I'm like, what? What am I saying? Okay, so here is the ink tile. At first I thought it was kind of peachy looking, but it's now coming across to me as kind of a brushed orange or a dusty orange, and I like it a lot. It's not my favorite orange, but it's pretty and it's different. It's unique. So I gave it an A. There's no flow issues or anything like that. Maybe I just, I can think of a few orange inks that I like better. That may be the only reason why it wasn't an A+, because it's really, really performing well. So I really like that. Okay. So next up is, and you know, if I really thought about it, it was, I think my originals must have been like these 8? I don't know. That's the problem though. I don't remember. So, okay. I do remember that this was in the original, in Chris's ink pens when I started the month. This is Twsbi Eco Irish Green and Onks. Oh gosh, it looks too dark. Oh my goodness, the lighting. I think it's probably from the next phase. I had to fix the lighting just right so it would work. But this is actually a really beautiful green. It's not as dark as it's coming across here. And I put in here Robert Oster River of Fire. It's a sample that I got when I ordered the pen. And let's see, I ordered this from Van Ness, right? Yeah. With the sample. And I love this. This is really pretty. It's an A+. It's a super combo. Hello, Coco. And it's just an excellent writer. So, okay. So here we go. Next up is the Karas Custom Ink. This is a wonderful pen. Karas Custom Ink V2. Oh, whoops. Oops, I wasn't expecting that. I did not think he could even fit to jump up between where the tripod is and everything. So, whew, that was scary. Okay, so here we are on Karas Custom Ink V2 with an extra fine nib. Actually, Coco and Toby don't know maybe yet, but I got them some new scratchers today, and so the package is up on the table. And as soon as I finish, we're gonna have fun because we've got 2 places where they want to scratch where they're not supposed to, and that's going to be fun for them. The scratcher has a ball on the end and everything, and oh boy, it's just the flat corrugated cardboard. So if you know me, you know I've got cats, and they're like one of the top priorities here. So, okay, so I put cross black in the Karas Custom ink, and I love this. It's an extra fine, but it writes more to me like a fine, and the pen is just such perfect weight, and it writes so smoothly. It's just amazing. Now, I haven't actually strapped it yet to my bullet journal because I've been finishing up the gray ink I have on there. But I'm thinking after I finish this video, I may switch that out and see how I like writing with the black for a little while and just see how it goes. I'm sure I'll like it. I tend to go for the gray for the basic daily lists and everything in my bullet journal. Okay, but it's fun to try something new. Okay, so then, okay, did I mention A+? Yeah, another awesome nib ink pairing. See, I forget where I'm at here. Okay, the next one is the Jinhao 9019. Let's see, it has another, that DADAO. Oh, goodness. I had looked up the meaning of that, and I answered it in a comment last time. But if I remember right, it was something about achieve and there was 2 different meanings, and I'm going to look it up again. I'll have to put it in the description box, though, because I don't recall. But it was kind of neat. It had a nice meaning, so, because somebody said, what does that mean? And I wasn't sure, so I had to look it up. Okay, I put in Pilot Oroshizuku Momiji, and this is working out really well. So when I started, it was kind of, if you didn't put any pressure, you definitely weren't going to get, you know, you got a little skipping, a little not the way I like it. But I did just a very simple maneuver with it that I learned back from, I think it was SBRE Brown, who mentioned, you know, how to kind of take the nib, press it on your nail, and then let up. You know, anyway, I try that first always to just see, and it did the trick. Now, I'm going to do more testing because I want to make sure my side to side is okay. But from what I could see in writing after I tinkered with it, it was already taken care of. So I may not have to use any micro mesh on it. But it definitely just needed a little bit of opening up. And so I like that trick because sometimes it works and sometimes it just doesn't do anything. But it did seem to. So I gave it an A, and it's much improved. And I think that I like to go really slow with nib work because when I was going to say when I was younger. Yeah, I guess I was younger 8 years ago. But when I first came into the fountain pen hobby, you know, I would try everything all at once. And I would just keep going till it was buttery smooth. But I kind of learned that you can overtune as well. And you don't need to. And it's probably not great for the tipping if you do that. So I kind of try to go slower now. Okay, so I've got... I've got 3 tiles left, so that means that I have 3 pens left. Let's see. It's going to be interesting because it comes up when we get to the right page. So I think I'll leave these 3 for when we come upon it, because otherwise it's going to get confusing. But I inked a pen with Diamine Mombado's hat, which I got a beautiful little 30 ml bottle a long time ago from Pen Friend SV. And then here's another Tom's Studio. This is New Forest Green. Okay. And I can't remember I can't remember why I went and did that because I already had a green inked up. And then I know why I did this one. Pen Friend sent me a little Moonman Mini and Pen Friend CS. And I put in the Lamy Dark Lilac 2024. So we'll come upon these and I'll pull the tile and the pen at that time. But I think, let's see, where are we going to start? Well, I guess we'll just keep going. As long as I remember to go back into the Tom Studio to do the those samples. So, okay, here we go. Let's just... Okay, so this kind of traces the history. I inked it with, as soon as I got the Benu Pixie, I put in Van Diemen's Maryland, but then the next morning it dried and clogged out, and so I didn't get any further than the little entry. Yeah, it was even before I came on, so it didn't work out with that ink, but with the Solferino, Rohrer and Klingner, which Rohrer and Klingner inks, in my opinion, are really flowy, really nice. For someone like me that likes that, I don't like dry inks at all. It's perfect. So here we are. This is the full entry, and I love how it picks up. Now, I've had really good luck with Van Diemen's Maryland in a number 6 nib with the larger feed and everything. So I'm going to have to stick with that. Okay, but here we go. And I even did the chromatography. I hadn't worked with Solferino in a long time, and I'm surprised because it is definitely one of my favorites. And, it cleans out really well, too. So it's not like, I won't say it won't stain anything, but it's definitely not like Noodlers or anything. So, okay. So then next was that Opus 88 Omar, the big tank, the large pen, and Cassia, so another Rohrer and Klingner, and just beautiful. I'm getting the vibe that I remember now. I wanted to ink up the Retro 51, so I'll pull that next because we didn't look at that yet. But we did look at the Opus 88 Omar in purple. And this is just happy. And I think that fill will probably last a long time because it's like 3 mil. And it's great for my CVS Caliber process notebook. So it's going to move over into a different pen case when I fill my May pens. I can't believe I'm saying that because, gosh, we're barreling toward, I'm not even going to say the word summer, I guess. Oh, I guess I did. But so this is beautiful. Okay, so then next up was I ran across the Retro 51 Tornado Ultraviolet. Okay, this was a pen friend gift from pen friend BH several years ago, and I think it originally had a stub nib on it, but I put an Opus 88 nib unit. Let's see, a medium in it just to try it, and I was pretty sure this dark diamine ink would do really good on it, and it did. It's perfect. I wanted to compare the two, so they're kind of out of order in how I was showing them. This is definitely darker, the Mombado's hat, and then the Rohrer and Klingner Cassia is a little brighter, but they have a little bit in common, I think. Whoops, that's a funny looking chromatography there. I don't know if you could see it. It almost looks like it's got some blue coming out. But let's see. Let's get the tile. That way we can... Yeah, this is a gorgeous ink. It was a good choice for this pen, too. With the medium nib, and it's very flowy, and it's nice and dark, saturated. Really, really pretty. So, okay, so there's that one. So we got 2 more that hadn't shown up yet. Okay, and then this was the Twsbi Eco in transparent orange with a broad nib and Hongdian coral. It's pretty. It's got an amazing little chromatography. It starts with pink and then kind of goes up into orange and a little yellow. Real pretty. I do have other oranges. I think I like a burned darker orange better, like KWZ Monarch, or there's a Robert Oster burned orange, I think is the name of it, and I really like that. So I compare everything to the ones that are my top favorite. And it's not that I wouldn't write with this. It's just that I'm completely satisfied with the orange, burned oranges that I have. So that sounds funny, burned oranges. It's the burned orange ink that I'm trying to talk about. Okay, so next up was the Lamy All-Star in Ocean Blue with a 1.1 stub. And it's a beautiful ink, and it's just a beautiful color. You get a nice lifting with the water brush, and it's flowy, but it's pretty. It gets shading. I love it. I went and I looked at all my Pilot inks, and I realized, well, I need to finish my other blue Pilot ink before I would get this, but I totally like it enough for a bottle. It's so nice, but it's just really pretty. And this was from Pen Friend CS, this sample. So thank you. Randomly, I think people know better than I know what I already have and don't have, and I hadn't tried this one. So, okay. So next up was the Twsbi Eco, the Irish green with the onks, with the black. So I put the Robert Oster River Fire in here. And I love how it lifts up, kind of tealish, kind of, really pretty. I don't know. It's a green, I think, but who knows with the way I see color. But you get a lot of really nice complexity in there. Let's see how it was on the tile. Well, can't find it. There it is. Okay, well, the tile is kind of not impressive, or at least this one, but I think I had River of Fire in the past, because I remembered it and I thought about this ink. So I probably have an older ink card somewhere that looked different, that maybe looked a little more complex, because I think this is a very beautiful ink. Okay, so then next up was the large, well, you could see the drawing, the Jinhao 9019. And I was having fun with this because I realized that if I just got one of them, if I got one of the medium nib units writing perfectly, that I could just screw them, between the 4 pen bodies that I have. Because I wound up with 4. I bought 1 or 2, and 2 were sent to me. So I've got like a blue, a black, clear, and this one that is, I think you would say it's pink. It's gorgeous, and it's looking darker too with this lighting. Oh my goodness. But anyway, this is a number 8 nib, and it comes in the medium, and hopefully I'll get my confidence back up with smoothing nibs and get all of them fixed so that I could just have them going, because I find it such a comfortable pen to write with. It's so comfortable, and it's not comfortable for everybody. I've heard people say that it's just way too large for them, but I really like it. It's a nice grip for my hand. So, and I am a medium hand, I think. I mean, I wear medium gloves. So, okay. So, and all of this writing is, I believe, after I worked on it. At least this is, definitely. And it just is writing so well now. I think that I did the trick. I'll do a little bit more testing because we still have half a month left to write with it. So. Okay, and then, here we went into, I'm not sure what happened here, but I do know that I did the Karas Custom ink, the V2 with Cross Violet. I've done this before, so maybe that's why I didn't bother with the whole thing. I guess I had some cat hair right there, so I wanted to make sure that wasn't the pen that did that. I gave this an A+, already graded it on the main page. Okay, so here's another of the new entries. This was, I had just cleaned the Twsbi Eco Transparent Green, and I got it in my head that I wanted to try Tom Studio New Forest Green. Something got me with the greens, and I wanted a brighter green. So here we are, and this says See Main Ink Journal. Yes, because we're going to hop over to the Tom Studio where I put them. The 3 that I think there's 3 that I did, but I just did this so I could do the grading. I ran out of room. When you get a dozen, you run out of room. So I gave this an A+, but we'll be looking at more about that. Okay. So last but not least is the new little pen. It's not last, but it's last in this book. And I didn't grade it yet. Oh well, we can grade it together because I know what this is. A Moon Man Mini, or I guess a Mahjong. They've rebranded to call themselves that because of some legal issue. It's a Moon Man Mini Starry Purple. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see the sparkles. Okay, I saw some flashing by my glasses there. And I moved my broad nib onto it. Again, I screwed the nib unit out of one I wasn't using, the little pink one. And right away I thought, when I saw this, and thank you so much, Pen Friend CS, you know, I love this. I was shocked. I was like, a pen? Oh my goodness. And I thought of Lamy Dark Lilac immediately. You know, and it's the 2024, so it's not the original 2016 one, because this holds a lot of ink, and I just have a little sample left of the original. But it's so nice. So I love these pens anyway, but I knew I'd love it with the broad nib, and you see how the water brush does to it. It lifts it out so nice. So, okay, this is an A++. Yeah, this is fun. This pen is really, really fun. I guess I'm going to put fun. And in my CVS caliber, it's one of those where I don't ever have to worry about this being enough of a flow. With the broad nib, it's smooth and flowy. And then when I do my highlights, I love them. So it's probably more to say, but I'll come back in with that later. But yeah, this is just... This is really, was such a surprise. And so I've got it like tucked up at the top. I have my entire tray that holds 11 full, so I tuck it kind of up here. But this one will be going to the bullet journal, so I'll probably move this down in here so that I could still get the cover on, because I like that. It's a Galen leather tray, and it keeps me straight with all my writing pens for here at my pen desk. Okay, so I was almost going to skip, but no, we've got to go back into Tom's Studio notebook, the dedicated notebook for that. And this must be my bookmark. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get, let's see. I've got some clips if I may need a clip here. Okay, so the first one is the, let's see if I can find the Tom Studio Mulberry in that Hongdian N23. Let's see, we'll put it over here in a corner. And I just absolutely love it. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I've even made, you know, sometimes I look back through these. So if I'm looking for something that really impressed me, so that later down the line, even if it's next year, I would like to get a bottle of this. It's gorgeous. And yeah, it really is dark enough of a sort of a cranberry color or maroon for me. I love it. And let's see if we can look at, okay, it's got a lot of sheen. I think you can kind of see that when I tilt it. I don't know. We've been having a busy week, so I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get done here. But so I find myself, it's kind of late in the afternoon, but anyway. Okay, so next up was the Kaweco Sport Mellow Blue with Tom Studio Neptune. Let's see, Neptune is over here. This is gorgeous. I mean, it's just a really pretty ink. I was actually comparing these two, but they don't actually compare because yeah, this is more blue, this is more tealish, I think. But they're both really pretty, so I love this color. Stress. Oh, okay. I was still with a hurt back when I did this, but that's gone away. It's like it's kind of a cornucopia of different things going on, but my back is fine now. So this has a lot of like almost like a, gosh, it's not red, more, almost not pink either. Maybe, who knows? I'm not seeing the color too good. But it's gorgeous. It's really pretty. So it highlights. And I'm seeing a lot of shading in my individual writing here. And oh, I put that on the wish list too. The Neptune. But definitely if I had a choice, it would be the Mulberry. Because that's, yeah, that just really made an impression. Okay, and I think there's one more. Yes, this is the one we just looked at. The Tom Studio New Forest Green. And this is lovely. This is really pretty. And what I thought was, it would have made such a nice matchup for the Irish Green Eco. But I do have it in that brighter one, which is just fine. It was just the one I had that was green and had a broad nib on it. You know, that was clean. So I put it in here, but I just love it. And there's the chromatography. Some of those chromatography strips are looking almost like they had chemical on them, so I don't understand that. Not every one either. You have to look at those. Hope they're not like getting old or messing up or something. But yeah, this is just beautiful. Okay, I think maybe we'll lay out the color tiles and then we'll chat for a few minutes at the end here. So I'll be right back. Okay, I think you could say I got carried away. Definitely got carried away. But I've been cleaning a lot of pens that had moved over into my more casual pen case that I use for process journaling and all the odds and ends. So this has all been here at my writing desk for pen pal writing. And so, 12 is not crazy, I guess, but I admit maybe 8 or 9, maybe even 10 is a little more manageable, but I ended up with all these purples and it's been a lot of fun. And really this was maybe not so much just to get a red, but because I knew this would be a nice flowy pen for that Jinhao 9019 to work on the nib and everything. And I don't think I fully filled that converter, but I like it. It's really good. So I've been really happy with these, and it gave us a chance to look at 3 more of the Tom Studio, the Mulberry, the Neptune, and the Forest Green, and I have several more. I'm not exactly sure how many. Let's see. Let me get the tiles for those just real quick. I'm pretty sure I'm not putting them back in here. I am actually filing them away where they go. So these are the remaining. Well, we'll look at these in just a second. Let's finish up with this. That way we don't get completely too many things going on at once. So kind of an orange, a red, a nice, maroon color, and then the nice bright fuchsia, kind of a magenta, 3 purples, a couple that make me think of teal, but kind of all of that blue, and then getting a little more teal and a little more darker teal, and a green and a black. So it's a lot of fun. I like the colors, and it's the pens have all cooperated, even the 9019, the Jinhao. And then to get a new pen out of the blue without ever even thinking about it, that was really fun too. My goodness. I didn't know about this starry purple colorway. And I've been avoiding Amazon, so it just was such a surprise. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll look at what's left for the... I'm in the wrong... Why do I have a Hongdian in there? Okay, I put it in the wrong one. Let's put that... We'll look at what's left of the Tom Studio ones that we haven't looked at, because those will come in next time. Okay. Wow, I thought I'd turned it off by accident. I just didn't press enough on the unpause. Okay, so these are the 5 that I will be looking at. I can't wait to try this one. Tom Studio Rambling Rose. Definitely. And I really think that this Constellation is going to be pretty too. I don't know how thick it'll be, because it's really, really a heavy ink, I think. But, and then there's Mallard and Mulled Apple Spice, Lemon Yellow, which I'm not sure about readability, but we'll find out. I think I'll put that in a Lamy Vista. And then the Marmalade. So these are the 5 I have left to look at. And then a pen friend was telling me that there are some others. So I'm going to have to kind of do a little checklist for myself, because I will keep going with, anytime I can get samples, and I'll keep going in this Graphilo notebook. And that's really, it's a nice way to study them and keep them all in one place. But I have some more too. Some more different inks. Let's see. I guess since we're talking about inks, I should grab that tray real quick, and then I'll start chatting. There. This is what I just wanted to show you, that I have some more inks that I've grouped together, samples that have come in from my pen friends, and I think most of these all came from Pen Friends CS. But I've got Alchemy, which I've never tried any of these inks. I've got them all together here on this little holder. So there's 7, 8. And then I've got some more Birmingham, which I need to get back in another place that I have some more. because I could do a whole 30 days, I think, on Birmingham's. So I've got them lined right up here. And then, let's see. Okay, then there are a whole bunch of Jacques Arbon inks. Yeah. So I don't think these duplicate anything I've seen before. They look different. They're Tour Eiffel and then Turquoise de Perse, Metropolitan. Oh, good, something I can pronounce. And then some more that I can't pronounce. So these appear to be, oh, it's okay, this one says 350 anniversary. Okay, so these are a collection too, and they go all the way, oh, Diamine Lavender, I don't know where that came from. This is supposed to go with the Birmingham. Okay, I'm not sure. And then over here, okay, these are Pannonia. And I worked with a few Pannonia inks in the past that I really liked that were sent by Van S. Hello, Coco. We're almost done, so I'll let you stay up, okay? Anyway, this is what's coming next, and this is a little sample of all these decisions I need to make. So Pannonia goes all the way across, almost. Nope, I got a couple color bursts. Okay, I tried to organize them, but I didn't do great with that, but I'll come back in and do that. Coco, I'm going to move the camera now, okay? Okay, I think it's time for me to move the camera. Okay, he's there, and I think if I just let him be, he'll probably let me go ahead and finish. Oh, dear. Yeah, I noticed my lighting was off, so I hadn't made an adjustment. So I'm not in the library because we have moved half of the bookshelves down to the new library room. And the backing that you usually see behind me there in my library room is completely empty and needs to be dusted and moved down to the other room. But, you know, my back episode happened in the middle of that, and I don't think it had anything at all to do with what I was doing, because we had, like, I had slid furniture on an upside down piece of soft carpeting, for instance. You know, I don't lug on furniture, and I don't put books in boxes anymore. I just work slow and just work on it, you know, little by little. So I believe it was stress related, but my back is better now, and I've had all kinds of medical stuff, you know, had tests and been out to my doctor and had all the routine stuff too. So I'm tomorrow, I think, is the first day where there's not something to run and do, so I'm really excited about that. But anyway, it's okay to be here. It's just, if you could see how crowded it is, it's super crowded. But this is my happy space. So where Coco is sitting there is where I write my letters, and he likes to, when he was a kitten, he would literally grab the inks and put them down like a person. It was just like something a raccoon would do. So I don't know. I mean, he's always been involved with the. You want to say hi? Say hi to the people. Say hi. Yeah. Can you? You want to say hi? No, you're just exploring. Okay. When we get done here, we're going to go open the new scratchers. That's like a really exciting part of their day. So, that's how things are going so far with the writing. All of them are like A plus, you know. It's been really fun. I've also been super busy, but it's such a comfort to come home to pens and notebooks and be able to get all my thoughts down and you know, process my day and whatnot, and process the world and all the craziness and that kind of thing. So and I think once I get moved into that other room, of course, that'll be my backdrop again. I like to have my books around me, and it just gives a lot more space for everything. So the room that we're moving out of will become a guest room. So, and you know, it's there for my mom if she needs it. So we're working on it slowly before we have to work on it, so that it'll come together. Gosh, I had all these things I was going to talk. Oh, well, I was just going to mention on my health. You know, I had the concern about my heart, you know, but and I will see a specialist, but it's kind of funny because the doctor is new to me, that my primary care doctor, and he said, I'll leave it up to you whether you want to go to a heart specialist. And I'm sitting there thinking, I always say no to everything, right? But I was thinking, well, I haven't had any science yet. I haven't had an EKG. I mean, there was blood work that was going to happen, but I thought, I better take it. I better say yes. Because, if it turned out to be AFib or something, I don't know. And you can get in a bad, rabbit hole on the internet and still not really know what's going on. So I agreed to go to see a heart specialist. I mean, Manuel has gone and he's gotten wonderful help, and the worst that can happen is there won't be anything wrong. So that's a good thing, right? If it's not really wasted though, because yeah, I was thinking that somebody like me that has all kinds of stress-related stuff could easily overlook something that was super important. And so I don't want to do that. So I will, when they call with the referral, I will go. And so that's where that stands. And maybe TMI, too much information, but I had mentioned it a little, so I don't want to leave you hanging. And I got my new glasses. I was a little bit disappointed. They're so pretty. I've got them right here. But I did not ever have to tell him before to put I get the old school line bifocals for my everyday, wear. And the line is so high on these, my eyeball is and I thought, oh my goodness, I never thought about mentioning that. But I do like the frame very, very, very much. It's nice, and I think I'll get used to it, but it's exactly the way it was when I had a trifocal with line, where I felt like I didn't have enough of the top part. So I'm disappointed, but there's always an adjustment when there's anything new, so hopefully I can get used to them. I actually found that outside, in the truck, and today, even in Walmart, I was okay. But I just felt like that line is just it's too high. But anyway. Well, you're coming over? Okay. Okay, well, he likes to balance on the edge of this, and I don't know how he does it because he's a big boy. And he manages to get onto here, and that's basically the indicator that he's going to steal the chair. So, okay, I'll give you part of the thing. Okay, so we're real casual today, obviously, but I love doing the progress report because it's really fun to see how things are going, especially when everything's writing that well. And I know there's more things that I probably meant to say, but I didn't even do an index card this time. I'm just kind of rambling. So I guess Coco will go and look. Oh, you're going to jump? Be careful. Don't jump in your water. Oopsie. You need help? Okay. Oh, I don't know. He seems to be exploring. Okay. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can pick you up and you can see the people and you can at least say goodbye. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll go get your toys and get them all done. Okay, well, it was the Coco show. So, but I love it when he comes over, and he's been doing that since he was tiny. And he was tiny once upon a time, so. I will see you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Thank you for following me over on Substack. I don't know what the future of that is going to be. I don't know what the future of anything is going to be right now, but I have really felt like it was a good thing for me to write and get some of the ideas out and share them with people, and we'll just see how it goes. And I'll keep you in the loop on that. And I'll see you next time. And what are you writing with? Are you enjoying anything particular this April for inks or pens or anything like that? And I'd love to hear about it in the comments. So I'll see you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.